Hey guys, welcome to our playoff bracket breakdowns here on Ballin in the Boot. It's state championship edition, and we're finally going to talk about our last non-select playoff bracket championship matchup. And we're going to go and talk about it. It's been a parity this year in Louisiana high school football, but not so much in this bracket. We're about to explain why. Well, I'm joined by Alex Allison, Daryl Felker of Gridiron Football. They've done a great job of covering high school football for us all season long. And of course, Grant Saturated does a great job for Crescent City Sports and Ritter Sports Media. So, guys, let's go right into it. Division 4 non-select. Everybody was worried about Wells, so they only won my 2 touchdowns against a good team. Oh, okay. Haynesville's like, all right, we're back to normal. 52 over General Trask. I think General Trask is just great run for Coach Wells and his General Trask team. Probably ran out a little bit of steam towards the end, and in Haynesville able to take care of business. Number 1 seed, the prohibited favorite to win the state championship. Moving on to the Superdome, where they'll take on the number 2 seed. So chalk. We're going chalk here in Division 4 non-select. But this was a close one. South Plaquemines had to hang on to a 20-14 win over Logansport. You could tell the travel made a difference here. South Plaquemines was able to hang on against a really good Logansport football team that was one of the favorites to advance to the state championship. But what a year it's been for Coach Lyle Fitt and the Hurricanes. What can you say about them? 20-14, first time making the state championship game since 2009. It's been over 15 years for them. So congratulations to South Plaquemines for going to the Superdome. I mean, they got a great backfield with Rod Parker and Williams as well. Jaheim Williams has been a Gridiron Football Player of the Week finalist this year. It's going to be a great matchup, 1-2 in the state championship game. Grant, I mean, talk about this. I mean, we kind of expected it could be a chalk, and there's a good chance it could be a chalk matchup. We got it. Number 1 versus number 2. Haynesville has been they're the second winningest program in Louisiana high school football history in terms of state championships, only behind John Curtis. But it's been a couple of years since they won state. Meanwhile, South Plaquemines, they had a great, incredible run from 2007 to 2009 when they won back-to-back state championships and played for a third. But now they get back to the state championship. So a lot of intriguing storylines for both teams here. Break down this game a little bit more and give out your winner in this playoff bracket.
Yeah, for this one, this is kind of a toss up. This is the only besides Carr and Alexandria, of course, this is the only 1 versus 2 matchup that there is in any of the state championship games. And really, just Haynesville has played awesome all year, and they've been undefeated. The Golden Tours are back to what we're used to seeing them, and in years past, of course, with uh, David Franklin. He's been in the helm for a very long time, and he took over for his dad, who won a lot of state championships for Haynesville. I mean, 17 state championships for that program. Second most all time behind John Curtis. 27 official, but 28 because one of the state championships taken away from him. But if you go to the bottom of the bracket, I mean, South Plaquemine has been playing some really good football as of late. As I mentioned on Friday nights on the Bayou, uh, was that if you look, I think the turning point for South Plaquemine is really was that Newman game because that Newman game really showed that they compete with the best of the best. And Newman's a very good team. I know Newman lost against Catholic New Iberia in quarterfinals, but at that time, Newman was considered a team that a lot of people had going to the dome. And South Plaquemines played them really, really tough and really had have an opportunity to win that game. And I knew, okay, this is probably the game where it's gonna be, even though they lost, this is a confidence booster going into the playoffs, and you've seen that they've won each. They won against East Feliciana 21-6. They destroyed a very good Mangum team, 42-18 in the quarterfinals, and then they beat Logansport 20-14. They've had home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and they had to play a lot like a lot of teams in Division 4 non-select. Most teams are from North Louisiana, so the home field advantage is very key in their run to the state championship. Uh, they will have to play Haynesville. Haynesville is very experienced. Of course, they went to this dome last year where they ultimately lost against Oak Grove. So, I mean, of course, Haynesville will have more experience playing in a stadium like the Superdome. However, Haynesville has to make the travel down here. South Blackman's, they only have to travel about an hour and 20, 30 minutes to get to the Dome, of course. And I know they're staying at this. I know, well, Haynesville was staying in the hotel the night before, but
Mm,
South Blackman, they really don't have to stay in the hotel. They can stay home and then drive in the morning or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So I think travel I think travel could play a key factor in this game, and so it's and which will benefit South Blackmans and also Haynesville. Haynesville's benefited this game; they have more experience, but I'm gonna have Haynesville winning in a very close game. I think I just think Haynesville experience is going to be a little bit too much for South Blackman, but South Blackman is a very good team, and I think South Blackman. This will be a much better Division Four non-select game compared to last year. I was to say that last year
Oh
was a
yeah, absolutely.
Grove destroyed Haynesville. This year, I think it's going to be a fantastic game
Mm.
between two of the best teams in Division Four non-select.
I totally agree with you, Grant. And we kind of expected last year was going to be, not who, but by how much. That was
Yeah,
pretty much going to be the question last year. This time, I mean, this bracket has been a great surprise, especially we talked about before. Especially we have the way South Blackton playing football. So Haynesville, they've actually this has been a long time coming for Haynesville fans. They expect to win state championships every year. They haven't won a state championship since 2014. It's been about 10 years. So, yeah, I mean, this is a long time coming for these fans for sure. So, will they have to wait at least another year, Daryl, with South Blackmans, or do you think they finally get it done and end the drought for them for a state championship?
I think this is a really tough matchup. I mean, as Grant said, this is the only other 1 and 2 matchup, and it's not just a good matchup because of that. I mean, Haynesville, they've been playing well all season, and South Plaquemines, they've just been climbing and climbing every week. Like he said, they've taken down some really, really great teams through their journey to the dome, and I mean, it's gonna be a great game. Um, I am gonna roll with Haynesville. I do think that experience, and I mean, I know it hasn't been in necessarily recent history, but just that experience, as you said, the fans kind of expect it. They know this is what their school does. I think that they're just going to find a way to pull it out in the end. I don't see this being a blowout. How their game was last week versus General Trash. I think that South Plaquemines is going to stay in it and give them a run for their money. And I mean, who knows? You make those 1 or 2 plays. We saw it last week with the Central and Neville game. You can hang around in the game and you have that opportunity to make that play and you make it, that's how you win. So I'm going to roll with Haynesville, but I think South Plaquemines is a team to watch.
Alex, I mean, I know you've been known for picking some of the upsets on the show, so I know I'm Alex. I was like, Alex has a good chance to make the trendy pick here, but this South Blackman team has continued to prove us wrong, and I know like the South Blackman fans are like, "Hey, y'all don't give us any love or any respect," but I mean, they definitely earned our respect and won over us throughout this playoff run. But can they get it done though against this Haynesville team that's been in this dome last year and was the heavy favorite going into the season to be the state champion of this bracket?
So South Park's, I think I laid out the path early, like the first week before the bracket started, for taking the field against Haynesville about the world where a team could beat Haynesville. And it was a team ascending and beating really, really good football teams and pouring it on some really good football teams, and maybe they can get it done. And I think that world absolutely can happen. South Blackman is a really good football team. They've gotten some awesome wins, and I think they absolutely have a decent chance of winning this game. That being said, I'm still going to take Haynesville. I know a little bit against character, I guess, but ultimately, I think Haynesville's going to win the game. I think South Blackman absolutely can win the football game. I think there are worlds where they can win the football game. I also think there are worlds where Haynesville ports it on them a little bit. Actually, I don't think that's the most likely thing to happen. I think the most likely thing to happen is Haynesville's going to win a little bit comfortably. They're going to be the better football team, but they're not going to blow out South Black. I think they'll win by like 10.
Yeah.
I think South Black will stay in the game. But I think Haynesville will win the game, and it won't be like a nail biter. But I can see worlds where South Black, yeah, similar to that Neville Central game. I think you hit the nail on the head that they just stay in the game and something insane happens, and then they win, and the unthinkable happens, and they win the game. I think it absolutely can happen that way. But I also think there are worlds where there's no world where South Black blows out Haynesville. There are worlds where Haynesville blows out South Black. Absolutely. I don't think it'll happen, but I think Haynesville will win somewhat comfortably. Love you guys down there. Respected the road trip all the whole time. Congratulations for getting here, and I think you absolutely have a chance to win. But I will be picking Haynesville to win the game.
Yeah, this is a team that's definitely won my respect. I mean, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll go and say that I had that was South Plaquemines, despite being number 2 seed. They pretty much told me out flat, "Hey, you're the number 2 seed for a reason." But still, they were probably the third team I thought of. And from the bottom side of the bracket, I said Mangum first. I said Logansport, and then South Plaquemines. But they just continued to impress me. The home field advantage played dividends here. They're a really good football team. I saw them a little bit against Amy, and came away really encouraged by what I saw for this program. And you just saw it carry over the course. So they had an impressive win this year over East Jefferson. That was a 5A team. So that was a district champion this year. So we can't hang your hat on that. And of course, Grant talked about the narrow loss to Newman too. But this is a team that's grown a lot of confidence. A lot of fits been there. He's a love of the school. They've also had some pretty good success as well, making a couple state championships in a row under Coach Crutchfield, and they're going back to that. And Coach Fitz bringing back that pride back to that community, and the home field would also, even though it's the dome is at a neutral site, still the travel will also give. Like Grant mentioned, that was a good point. Still with an advantage to South Blackman because they're right there. Haynesville, they're making it the farthest travel out of anybody, I believe, to the state championship game out of any team in the dome, and they're a 1A team. So that will make an impact in this football game. But Haynesville's undefeated. They're one of the remaining 5 undefeated teams left. I believe there are 5 left, and they're one of them. And they have a chance to do that. They have a chance to go undefeated. They remember they were in this dome last year. That experience does matter, especially in the dome. I know Alex is crunching the numbers right now. I can tell with his face. But I think there's 5 teams left.
Yeah, I think so.
But Haynesville has a chance to be one of those 5 at the end of the year. I mean, that could dwindle down to maybe 2 or 3 by the time the dome is done. But Haynesville, I think, they're the better team. And I think we'll see. And it's been a long time coming for Haynesville. They made a couple state championships since 2014, but they haven't won since 2014. And I think that time has come for them to win one again. So I'm going to go with Haynesville with a lot of those guys coming back. They were a young team that even surprised Haynesville fans last year making the Superdome last year. So this is their year. I'm going to go with the Golden Tornadoes, but don't sleep on the South Plaquemines team next year. So, so we're going. So there you go, South Plaquemines. Keep it coming with the comments. Here we go. Bring it on. Bring on your best shot. Say, these idiots don't know anything. So that's right. Just come up with the best shot. But yeah, it should be a great matchup. I do say this. I thought coming in, it was going to be a slam dunk Haynesville state championship.
Yeah.
South Plaquemines has won my respect, and I can definitely see this be a really good state championship game. Just how good they have played over the course of the last couple of games. And you beat Mangum, you beat Logansport. Yeah, you've won me over. You won my respect. So it should be an interesting state championship game against Haynesville. So that will be also covered by myself and Alex as well. That'll be that first day. So that will be the second game of the 8-game slate. The second game on Thursday. That'll be at 3:30. Grant, before we wrap this one up, tell us about Crescent City Sports. I know they can go and watch or listen to some of these games throughout the Superdome weekend. Crescent City Sports has a lot of coverage. Obviously, gridiron football. We'll have a recap and highlights of each and every one of these playoff games. But Grant, tell us a little bit about Crescent City Sports and where people can find you.
Of course, as you may well know, you can watch the game on TV, whether that be on your view, but also you can watch on the LHSA network. That's where they're going to be broadcasting all the games. If you want to listen to it on the radio, Custody Sports will have all of the audio streams up on their website. I should begin. I'm not sure if the link is already up, but I'll send it to Jace as soon as possible so we can put it in the
Yeah.
bio when these videos get released. And also you can listen to so the games will be you're able to listen to the games on CustodySports.com, but you're also able to listen to it on the radio on 106.1 FM, the ticket here in New Orleans. We have a bunch of affiliates around the state. So be sure to check out your local affiliates to see if you can listen to the games live on the radio. Of course, we got and also all of our game previews and recaps will be on CustodySports.com, just like Jason's going to promote all the stuff that they're doing at Gridiron Football.
Absolutely, Grant. And obviously, we won't have the live streams of the games, but we'll have to bring you coverage after the fact. So we'll have some live tweets as well. So you can follow us on X, give you some updates on the games as well. We'll also have highlights and the game recaps on our website, gridironfootballusa.com. So you can check out a breakdown articles for each and every state championship game. Appreciate it, guys. So this is we'll actually wrap up our non-select state championship game previews. You can check out the rest of them on our website, gridironfootballusa.com, and on our YouTube channel as well. We'll see y'all next for the select championship game previews here on Ballin in the Booth.